Chapter 1. The Fall. The sky was calm, the plane was steady, passengers murmured, half asleep. I leaned against the window, watching the clouds drift by like mountains of white. A trip, just a trip, nothing more. That was what I thought. Then the sound came, a crack, sharp, metal tearing against itself. The plane jolted. Screams burst through the cabin. My seatbelt cut across my chest as the plane dipped hard, engines roaring like monsters. The oxygen masks dropped. People grabbed them, panic in their eyes. My heart slammed in my chest. I couldn't breathe, couldn't think. The world tilted sideways. Luggage flew. A child cried out. Someone shouted a prayer. The plane fell. Faster, harder. My body pressed into the seat as gravity crushed me. The windows glowed red with fire. The smell of smoke filled the cabin. Heat clawed at my skin. The sound was deafening. Metal grinding, people screaming, the engines exploding into chaos. And then, impact. Darkness. Silence. When I woke, there was no plane, no passengers, only trees. Broken branches above me, mud beneath me, blood on my hands. My head pounded, sharp and heavy. My ears rang with silence, too heavy to bear. I staggered to my feet. The world spun. The wreckage was scattered, burning in the distance. Pieces of metal twisted, glowing, black smoke rising high into the sky. The smell of fuel and fire burned my throat. Bodies lay among the wreckage. Silent. Still. My stomach twisted, but I couldn't stop looking. Faces pale, eyes wide, staring at nothing. People I had sat beside hours ago. People who had laughed, spoken, dreamed. Gone. I stumbled backward, fell to my knees. My breath came ragged, shallow. My body trembled. My mind screamed, this isn't real. But it was. Too real. The forest around me loomed high and endless. Vines hung low. Shadows clung to every corner. The air was thick, wet, choking. The world felt alive, watching. I tried to call out. My voice cracked, weak. No answer came, only the buzz of insects, the caw of distant birds, the crackle of fire chewing at the wreckage. I searched for water, for food, for anything, but all I found were scraps of metal, torn clothes, broken glass. I pulled at them, cut my hands, but nothing helped. Nothing mattered. My legs carried me, though they shook. My ribs ached, my throat burned. I didn't know where I was, didn't know how far from help, didn't know if help would even come. The jungle pressed in, thick and heavy. The sun dimmed behind the canopy. Shadows grew long, stretching like claws across the earth. My heart raced, my body shook. Night was coming. I couldn't stay near the wreckage. The fire still burned. The smoke would call predators, or worse. So I stumbled deeper into the trees. Each step was pain, each breath was fire. But I moved. I had no choice. My body wanted to stop, to fall, to give up, but something inside me refused. I would not die here. Not yet. The sounds of the forest grew louder as the light faded. Insects screamed, frogs croaked, leaves rustled as unseen things moved. My skin crawled, my mind whispered of eyes in the dark, watching, waiting. I found a tree, wide, old, roots twisting into the earth. I sat against it, clutching myself, shivering though the air was warm. My breath came fast, shallow, like prey hiding from a predator. The night swallowed the world, black, endless, and in that darkness, the truth settled into me like stone. The plane was gone. The people were gone. The world I knew was gone. And I was alone. Chapter 2. The Jungle's Grip. The night was endless. I sat beneath the tree, knees pulled tight to my chest. My body trembled with every sound, every crack of a branch, every whisper of leaves. The jungle never slept. I shut my eyes, but sleep refused me. My ears stayed open. My mind spun. The screams from the crash replayed over and over, a chorus of ghosts I could not silence. When the first light bled through the canopy, I rose, my legs stiff, my ribs aching, my lips cracked, my throat burned. I needed water, food, something to keep me alive. I pushed through vines, the forest closing around me like a fist. Branches scraped my arms, thorns tore at my clothes. Insects crawled across my skin. Their bites itched and burned, but I kept moving. The sun was high, but the canopy swallowed it. Only thin beams pierced through, painting the jungle floor with broken light. Shadows stretched like living things. My chest tightened. My heart raced. Then I heard it, faint, gentle, flowing, water. I stumbled toward the sound, feet sinking into mud, hands clawing vines aside. The sound grew stronger, louder, until at last I saw it. A stream, clear, cold, alive. I fell to my knees, my hands plunged in. The water shocked my skin, sharp and cold, but I didn't care. I drank. Too fast. Too greedy. My stomach twisted, but I kept drinking. I washed my face, the dirt and blood swirling away. For a moment I felt human again, but only for a moment. Because as I knelt there, I felt it, eyes, watching. The hairs on my neck rose, my body froze. The forest was still, silent, too silent. I turned slowly, only trees, only shadows. But I knew, something was there. I forced myself to stand, my body shook, but I walked, following the stream, step after step deeper into the jungle, hoping it might lead somewhere, hoping for signs of life. Instead, the forest thickened, vines hung heavier, roots rose from the earth like bones. The air grew hotter, thicker, every breath was work, every sound twisted in my ears. Behind me, a crack, a footstep. I spun. Nothing, only silence. My chest heaved, my breath came fast. I pushed forward faster, stumbling, crashing through brush. My heart hammered like a drum. By dusk, my body was breaking. My head swam, my stomach ached with emptiness. My hands shook with weakness. I needed shelter. I found it between two massive boulders, a hollow space, damp and tight. Just enough to curl inside. I pulled leaves over me, tried to hide. The jungle screamed louder at night. Owls shrieked. Insects swarmed. Something howled far off. Something else growled closer. I pressed my hand over my mouth, holding my breath. My body shook with terror. My eyes stayed wide, staring into the dark. Hours passed like years. Dreams came in broken flashes, fire, smoke, faces screaming. I woke with every rustle, every whisper. My body was ice, my mind on fire. When dawn came again, I crawled out. Weak, broken, my skin pale, my hands trembling. I didn't know how much longer I could last. Then I saw it. Through the trees, a shadow in the rock, an opening, a mouth in the earth, a cave, dark, silent, waiting. And though fear pulled at me, I felt it. The cave was calling. Chapter 3. The Cave's Mouth. The opening waited in the stone, a black wound in the earth. My body froze, but my feet moved, step by step, closer. The jungle roared behind me. Birds shrieked. Leaves rustled with hidden things. My skin crawled, my heart pounded. The cave was silent. Silent in a way the jungle never was. I stopped at the edge. The air that drifted out was cool, damp, heavy with the smell of stone and earth. My breath caught, my chest tightened. I lit a branch. Flames licked the air, casting shadows across the mouth of the cave. The light wavered. The dark pushed back. I crouched low, forcing myself inside. The passage was narrow. My shoulders scraped stone. My knees sank into mud. Drops of water fell from above, each one sharp, echoing like thunder in the silence. The deeper I went, the tighter it felt. The jungle sounds vanished. Only my breath, only the fire crackling weakly in my hand. I reached a chamber. Small, circular. The walls glittered faintly, veins of crystal catching the firelight. My breath slowed. My fear eased for a moment. But then I heard it. A sound, soft, almost a whisper. Behind me, I turned fast, flame held high. Nothing, only stone, only shadows. I pressed forward, deeper into the dark. My legs shook, my ribs ached, my throat dry again. I wanted to turn back, but I couldn't, because something inside me whispered louder than fear. The cave wasn't just shelter. It was something more. The passage narrowed again. I dropped to my hands, crawling. Mud smeared my arms. Rocks tore at my palms. My flame sputtered, almost dying. Then the air shifted. Warm. Strange. My skin prickled. My breath slowed. I crawled out into another chamber. This one larger. The ceiling high, dripping with stalactites. Water pooled across the floor, black and still. The sound of drops echoed like a heartbeat. I stepped closer to the pool. My reflection wavered in the water, pale and hollow-eyed. For a moment, I didn't recognize myself. The silence pressed heavier. My ears rang. My chest felt tight. The flame shook in my hand. Then came the sound, not behind me, not ahead. From below, from the water. A ripple spread across the pool, though nothing had touched it. My breath stopped. My body locked. The ripple grew, wider, until the water broke. I stumbled back, flame held high, but the pool stilled again. Perfectly smooth, perfectly calm. I waited. Seconds stretched into hours. Nothing moved, nothing breathed, but I knew the cave wasn't empty. Something was here, watching, waiting, and I had stepped into its home. Chapter 4. Beneath the stone. The cave swallowed me whole. The jungle was gone. No light, no wind, only stone, only silence. I stood at the edge of the black pool, flame shaking in my hand. The water stared back at me, still as glass. My reflection wavered, pale, broken, barely human. Then a sound, not from the pool this time, from deeper in the cave. A scrape, slow, long, stone against stone. My heart slammed, my breath hitched. I raised the flame higher, but the light reached only a few feet, swallowed by the dark. I whispered to myself, "It's nothing, just rocks." Just echoes. But I didn't believe it. My body didn't believe it. My skin crawled. My chest tightened. I stepped back. My heel hit loose gravel. The sound cracked like thunder through the chamber. I froze. Breath caught in my throat. Silence. Then another scrape. Closer. I spun, flame trembling, searching. Nothing but shadows. Nothing but stone. I forced myself to move. One step. Then another. Deeper. The flame hissed as damp air licked at it. My chest heaved. My legs shook. The passage narrowed again. I crawled, mud clinging to my skin, stone cutting my palms. My breath echoed against the walls. Every exhale sounded like someone else breathing beside me. I broke into another chamber. This one vast. My flame barely touched the edges. Stalactites hung like fangs from the ceiling. Stalagmites rose like teeth from the floor. The whole place a mouth ready to close. I stepped inside, careful, slow. The ground crunched beneath me. Not stone, not dirt, bones. I dropped to my knees, heart racing. My hands brushed hollow shapes, brittle and sharp, skulls, broken ribs, the remains of things that had come here before me. The air grew heavier. My lungs fought for breath. My vision blurred. The flame flickered low, threatening to die. And then I heard it. Not scraping, not dripping. Breathing. Slow, deep, heavy. From the shadows ahead, I froze, every muscle locked. My ears strained. The sound came steady, in and out, too low to be mine. I raised the flame. My hand shook. The light wavered. Shadows danced across the walls, and in one corner deep in the dark, something moved. Not stone, not shadow. Something alive. The breathing grew louder, closer. My flame sputtered, weak. My body wanted to run, but the cave held me in place. I whispered again, my voice breaking. No, no, please. The flame hissed, then died. Darkness swallowed me whole. And in that black, the breathing was all around me. Chapter 5. Hunger and Shadows. Darkness pressed against me. Heavy, smothering. The flame was gone. Only black, only breath. Not mine. I crawled backward, palms scraping stone. My chest heaved, my heart thundering. The sound followed me. Slow, patient. I whispered to myself, it's not real. It's not real. But the cave did not care. The breath was real. The darkness was real. And the fear was real. My hand brushed something sharp. A bone. Hollow. Brittle. I clutched it. Useless. But it gave me something to hold. Something to fight with. I pressed against the wall, cold stone at my back, my ears strained, the breathing stopped. Silence, worse than sound. Then movement, a shuffle, a scrape, closer. My skin prickled, my throat closed, my body begged to scream, but no sound came. I stayed still, perfectly still, my lungs burned, holding the smallest breath. The cave listened, waiting. Minutes stretched like hours, my body shook with cold, my stomach clawed at itself. Hunger sharp, cruel. My throat dry as dust. I could not stay here. I had to move. I crawled slow, careful. My fingers traced the wall. Each step forward felt like stepping deeper into death. But behind me was worse. The air shifted. Warm. Rotten. A smell thick and foul. I gagged, covering my mouth. The scent of decay. Of things dead too long. I stumbled forward, hands slipping on slick stone. My knees scraped raw. My breath rasped loud in the silence. Too loud. And then the sound came again. Behind me. Footsteps. Heavy. Dragging. Matching mine. I turned, though I could see nothing. Black, endless black, I whispered, broken. Stay away, please, stay away. The cave answered with silence, and then laughter, low, hollow, not human, a sound that curled into bones and froze my blood. I ran, my feet pounded stone, splashing through shallow pools, my breath tore through my throat. The sound followed, faster, closer. I tripped, fell hard. Pain shot through my ribs. I scrambled up, hands cut, knees bleeding. I kept moving, I had to. The cave twisted, passages split, joins circled. I didn't know where I was, didn't care, only forward, away. My body screamed, my stomach roared, my strength fading fast, but fear drove me, fear sharper than hunger, stronger than pain. At last I stumbled into another chamber, small, tight. My body collapsed against the wall. My chest heaved, my breath ragged. The sound did not follow, silence again. But I knew it was still there, somewhere in the dark, waiting, watching. I curled against the stone, clutching the brittle bones still in my hand. My body weak, my eyes heavy. Sleep came in broken shards, nightmares twisted with reality. Whispers in the dark, hands pulling at me, faces watching from the walls. When I woke, I was colder, hungrier, weaker, my body trembling, barely able to move. But I was still alive, and something deep inside me whispered, not for long. Chapter 6. The Heart of Darkness. I woke to silence. heavy, crushing. The cave pressed in on all sides, my body weak, my stomach hollow, my lips cracked. I could barely move. But something moved for me. A sound, low, steady, breathing. Close. I froze, my heart kith shallow, sharp. I lifted my head, eyes straining into the dark. Nothing. Only the 2 points of light, 2 points of light. Small, faint, watching. Eyes. They blinked once and then vanished. My body shook, my throat dry. I pressed my back to the wall, clutching the brittle bone tighter. It snapped in my hand. Useless. The air grew warmer, heavy. The smell returned. Rot, decay. It filled my lungs, burned my chest. I stumbled forward, searching for escape. Hands against stone, scraping skin. My knees buckled, but I kept crawling. My breath came fast, echoing loud against the walls. Too loud. The breathing followed. Slow. Patient. Never rushing. Always near. I turned a corner. Another chamber. Wider. Taller. My foot slipped. My hands caught stone. My flame was gone, but the cave was not dark. A glow. Faint. Sickly. From the walls, veins of crystal shining with pale light. Enough to see. Enough to reveal. And I wished I hadn't seen. The floor littered with bones, piled high, skulls hollow, jaws open in silent screams, ribs cracked, scattered, bones stacked like offerings. At the far wall, an altar, stone, rough, sharp edge, stained dark, black with blood. Fresh. My stomach lurched, my body bent, dry heaving. Nothing came. Nothing left inside me. The breathing grew louder. I turned slow, terrified. From the shadows, it stepped forward, tall, twisted, cloaked in black. Its face hidden, but the eyes burned faint, yellow, unblinking. It stopped at the edge of the chamber, watching, waiting. I stumbled back, feet crunching bones. My hands shook, my throat tore as I whispered, "Stay away, please." It did not move. Then it raised a hand. Long, thin, pale as bone, it pointed to the altar. My body froze, my breath stopped. The cave seemed to lean closer. The walls alive with whispers. I shook my head. No. My voice broke. No. The figure stood still, then lowered its hand. The eyes burned brighter, and then it laughed. Low, hollow, endless. The cave filled with it. The bones shook with it. My head split with it. I dropped to my knees, hands over my ears, screaming, but the sound swallowed me whole. When it stopped, silence fell harder than before. I lifted my head. The figure was gone. Only shadows, only bones, only me. I crawled forward, broken, lost. The crystals dimmed, the light fading. The cave swallowed the glow, swallowed everything. I reached the wall. My hands found nothing. No way forward, no way back. Darkness returned, complete. And in that dark, the breathing started again. Closer, right behind me.